Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the second class on the concept of duality. So, guys, I believe you have gone through the previous session on the concept of duality. So, that is very important to understand what we are going to do in this session. So, whenever we talk about the concept of duality, here we talk about representation of an LPP problem in another form which we call as dual form. So every LPP problem has an alternate form which we call its dual form. So whenever we represent an LPP problem in a dual form, then if the primal is having minima objective, then the dual is gonna have an objective function of maxima. Okay, then the next thing is that depending upon the number of constraint what the primal is having, that many number of decision variable for the dual we introduce. Okay, then the third thing is that the RHS of the primal problem which we write in the constraint, the RHS here, you can see the RHS are having R2, 4 and 6. So those RHS of the primal will ultimately will become the cost coefficient of the objective function of the dual, while the cost coefficient of the objective function of primal, okay, they become they become the RHS of the dual function, RHS of the constraint of the dual function. So these things we need to remember. Now, before we write this, the given LPP problem, what you can see in your screen to a dual form, before that, we need to make sure that this following LPP problem is in canonical form. Okay. So to write that in canonical form, if your objective function is minima, then all your constraints should be maxima. Okay, so you can see this constraint is in maxima, this constraint is in minima, this constraint is equal to. So what you need to do, guys, you need to first write this in canonical form. So if we write the following LPP problem in canonical form, then the objective function will become minima of z is equal to 2x2. This is x2, right? There's no x1 here. So I can write this as 0x1, 0x1 plus 2x2 plus 5x3 is equal to subject to this is x1 plus x2 plus 0x3, because three variables are there here, x1, x2, x3, they are greater than equal to 2. Next one is 2 minus 2x1 minus x2 minus 6x3 is greater than or equal to minus 6. Third one is, now this equal to 4, this I can write as x1 minus x2 plus 3x3 greater than equal to 4. The given equation, I can write the given equation as x1 minus x2 plus 3x3 less than or equal to 4, where the x1, x2, x3, they're greater than equal to 0. I hope you're understanding. So like, if please understand what I mean here, that if a given LPP problem is like this, x1 minus x2 plus 3x3 is equal to 4. So this we can divide into two parts. Equal to means we can divide this into two parts. So it can be x1 minus x2 plus 3x3 greater than 4. It can be x1 minus x2 plus 3x3 less than 4. I hope you're understanding. This is what I wrote here. Okay, now still this is not in canonical form, because if your objective function is minima, then your constraint should be greater than or equal to. You can see this is not greater than equal to. Okay, guys. So we writing the given equation into canonical form. So the given writing the given equation in canonical form. So we'll write the given equation in the canonical form. So if you're writing the given equation in the canonical form, so what you will get if you write the given equation in canonical form? So you'll get minima of z is equal to 0x1 plus 2x2 plus 5x3 subject to this is x1 plus x2 plus 0x3 greater than or equal to 2 minus 2x1 minus x2 minus 6x3 greater than or equal to minus 6. This is x1 minus x2 plus 6 3x3 greater than or equal to 4. This is minus x1 plus x2 minus 3x3 greater than or equal to minus 4, where x1, x2, x3 are greater than or equal to 0. Now this is in canonical form, guys. So now you can see I have 4 constraints. So I'll introduce 4 decision variable. So introducing W1, W2, W3, W4 as a decision variable, for dual problem. Anyone, any doubt? So here you'll write maxima of z dash. Okay, so see the RHS, the RHS, the RHS of the constraint of the primal will become the cost coefficient of objective function of dual. So maxima of this is equal to 2W1 minus 6W2 plus 4W3 minus 4W4 subject to, when you write your constraint of the dual, you'll take the transpose, you'll take the transpose of these values, cost coefficient. So this is subject to W1 minus 2W2 plus W3 minus W4. You're writing maxima function here. So the sign will be less than or equal to, and take the here the value, the cost coefficient will become the RHS 0. The next one is W1 minus W2 minus W3 plus W4 is less than or equal to 2. Then third one is 0W1 minus 6W2 plus 3W3 minus 3W4 is less than or equal to 5. Okay, where W1, W2, W3, W4 are greater than or equal to 0. Anyone, any doubt? Any doubt, anyone? Now guys, if you notice here in this equation, if you noticed this W3, W4, you can see W3, W4. So what you can do guys, you can, instead of W3 minus W4, you can write any other variable, which you can make it much more simpler, that we call as unrestricted. The same you could have written here, maxima of Z dash is equal to 2W1 minus 6W2 plus 4W5. Suppose I introduce a variable called W5 subject to W1 minus 2W2 plus W5. In place of W3 minus W4, I am writing W5 less than equal to 0, W1 minus W2 minus W5 is less than or equal to 2, then minus 6W2 plus 3W5 is less than or equal to 5. So where W1, W2 are greater than or equal to 0 and W5 is unrestricted. W5 is unrestricted. Where you are writing W5 is equal to W3 minus W4. So this way I made this primal very, much more simpler. So this is way how we write in dual form. In exam, they will not ask you the numerical problem on dual. Only thing you should know how to convert the given primal into dual form and the dual into primal form. That is what required for you. Clear everyone? Now see the next problem. Objective function is maxima of z is equal to x plus 2y subject to your constraints are 2x plus 3y is greater than or equal to 4, 3x plus 4y is equal to 5, where they have given x is greater than 0 and they given y is unrestricted. They given here that y is unrestricted. Okay, so what I can do, I can write the given problem as maxima of z is equal to x plus 2. Y is unrestricted, no? So let y is equal to y1 minus y2. Unrestricted means the same thing. You can write that in any variable. Subject to 2x plus 3 y1 minus y2 is greater than equal to 4. 3x plus 4 y1 minus y2 is equal to 5. Okay, so equal to 5 means greater than to 5, or it can be 3x plus 4 y1 minus y2 less than or equal to 5. Okay, so where x, y1, y2 are greater than or equal to 0. Clear everyone? So here y is unrestricted. Here your y is unrestricted. So what I did in place of y, I said, okay, let y is y1 minus y2. Okay. So that way I'm representing it. Let y is equal to y1 minus y2. The in the when you're solving LPP problem, if you see this concept of duality, in that if you see this sign called unrestricted, so it means this only. Please remember this. Clear everyone? Anyone have any doubt? So going further, what I can do, I can write the given LPP problem as maxima of z is equal to x plus 2y1 minus 2y2 subject to x plus 3y1 minus 3y2 is greater than or equal to 0. Guys, if you see the objective function is maxima, so your constraint should be with less than or equal to. So better write less than or equal to. This should be 2. Okay, first let me first write it like that. Then I'll use canonical form. So 2x plus 3y1 minus 3y2 is greater than or equal to 4. Then it is 3x plus 4y1 minus 4y2 is greater than or equal to 5. Then 3x plus 4y1 3x plus 4y1 minus 4y2 is less than or equal to 5, where your x, your y1, your y2 is greater than or equal to 0. Understood everyone? So now I'll express the given equation in the canonical form. Okay, so now if you see your objective function, guys, your objective function, if you see this is maxima. So your constraint should be less than or equal to, guys. Your constraint should be less than or equal to. Here, if I see my constraint, few constraints, this is greater than or equal to. This is greater than equal to. This is also greater than or equal to. Okay. So you can understand if this objective function is maxima, then in canonical form, your constraint should be less than equal to. Okay. So I'll write you can writing the equation in canonical form, writing the equation in canonical form. So I'll write maxima of z is equal to x plus 2y1 minus 2y2 subject to this minus 2x minus 3y1 plus 3y2. This is less than or equal to minus 4. Then minus 3x minus 4y1 plus 4y2 is less than or equal to minus 5. Then 3x plus 4y1 minus 4y2 is less than or equal to 5, where x, y1, y2 they are greater than equal to 0. Now you can see they are in canonical form. Your objective function is maxima and your constraint all are in less than or equal to. I hope you understood this. So now how many constraint I have? how many constraints I have? I have 3 constraints. So I introduce three decision variable for dual form. So if I write in the 3 decision variable, then I write minima of z dash, and the RHS of the constraint will become the cost coefficient of the objective function of primal. That would be minus 4W1 minus 5W2 plus 5W3 subject to now just transpose of these values, subject to minus 2W1 minus 3W2 plus 3W3. This is minima, so objective function will be greater than equal to the objective function of the primal, the cost coefficient of the objective function of primal, that is 1. This is minus 3W1 minus 4W2 plus 4W3 is greater than equal to 2. Then 3W1 plus 4W2 minus 4W3 is greater than equal to minus 2. Okay guys, where W, where not W, this is X, where X, Y1, Y2 are greater than, here not X and all, here you have W1, W2, W1, W2, W3 are greater than equal to 0. Clear everyone? So once you write them like this, guys, once you write them like this, now guys, what I can do, minima of Z dash. Again, guys, if you see W2, W3, W2, W3, W2, W3, if you notice, guys, you can see, you can easily write a third variable because they're always in that form, W2 minus W3 form. So I hope you're understanding. So I can write this as minima of Z dash minus 4W1 minus 5W4, okay, subject to, I can write minus 2W1 minus 3W4 greater than equal to 1. I can write this as minus 3W1 minus 4W4 greater than or equal to 2. I can write this as plus 3W1 plus 4W4 is greater than or equal to minus 2, where W1 is greater than or equal to 0. W4 is unrestricted. You can understand. Here W4 is unrestricted, where your W4 is equal to W2 minus W3. Now again, I can simplify this more further. Minima of Z dash is equal to minus 4W1 minus 5W4 subject to this is minus 2W1 minus 3W4 greater than equal to 1. Then guys, if you notice, this is minus 3W1 minus 4W4 greater than equal to 2. This I can write, if I change the sign, if I change the inequality, I can write 3W1 minus 4W4 then equal to 2. Can you understand this? The third equation is the RHS is having minus sign. So I can convert the inequality. I hope you know the basics of maths. So if you multiply minus 1 to both LHS and RHS, the inequality sign will change. So where W1 is greater than equal to 0, W4 is unrestricted. Unrestricted, not restricted, it's unrestricted. Clear, guys? Now again, I can write the same equation as minima of Z dash is minus 4W1 minus 5W4 subject to, this is minus 2W1 minus 3W4 greater than equal to 1. This I can write minus 3W1 minus 4W4. If you understand, guys, the same thing, this is like equal to form where W1 is greater than equal to 0 and W4 is unrestricted. So you can use any decision variable. I introduced W1, W2, W3. You can use M1, M2, M3, anything you can, symbols. I hope you're understanding. That is none of my concern. This is your final answer. Okay, everyone. Now, last problem. With that, we'll end the duality. Problem 3. Last problem. Write the dual of the following LPP. So the question is minima of Z is equal to 4x1 plus 5x2 minus 3x3 subject to x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 22. 3x1 plus 5x2 minus 2x3 is less than equal to 65. This is x1 plus 7x2 plus 4x3 is greater than or equal to 120, where x1, x2 is greater than 0 and x3 is unrestricted. This is the problem, guys. So x3 is unrestricted. Okay, everyone. So remember that. So if x3 is unrestricted here, please write down the problem first. So I hope you're understanding. So here in this problem, if your x3, if you understand, if x3 is unrestricted, so then let x3 is equal to x3 dash minus x3 double dash. You can use any variable, okay? So I could have written x3 equal to x4 minus x5. I hope you're understanding. I can do anything. So here minimum of z is equal to, so 4x1 plus 5x2 minus 3. In place of x3, I can write x3 dash minus x3 double dash subject to constraint. See here, equal to sign is there, guys. Equal to, I hope by this time you know. So this would be x1 plus x2 plus x3 dash minus x3 double dash greater than equal to 22. This would be x1 plus x2 plus x3 dash minus x3 double dash is less than or equal to 22. Clear, everyone? You understand equal to sign means? Then this is, next one is 3x1 plus 5x2 minus 2x3 dash minus x3 double dash is less than or equal to 65. Then x1 plus 7x2 plus 4x3 dash minus x3 double dash is greater than or equal to 120. So where x1, x2, x3 dash, x3 double dash are greater than equal to 0. Can you understand this? Now I can write minima of z is equal to 4x1 plus 5x2 minus 3x3 dash plus 3x3 double dash subject to this is x1 plus x2. This is minima, no? So the sign should be maxima, no? So you can see this. This is in maxima, correct? This is not in maxima. Okay, this is not in maxima. This is not in maxima. So this is x1 plus x2 plus x3 dash minus x3 double dash is greater than equal to 22. This is minus x1 minus x2 minus x3 minus x3 dash plus x3 double dash is greater than equal to minus 22. This is minus 3x1 minus 5x2 okay, let me write it completely now first. This is 3x1 plus 5x2 minus 2x3 dash plus 2x3 double dash. This is less than or equal to 65. I'll convert in next part. This would be x1 plus 7x2 plus 4x3 dash minus 4x3 double dash is greater than or equal to 120, where x1, x2, x3 dash, x3 double dash is greater than or equal to 0. Again, I can write this equation. Minima of z is equal to 4x1 plus 5x2 minus 3x3 dash plus 3x3 double dash subject to x1 plus x2 plus x3 dash minus x3 double dash greater than equal to 22. This is minus x1 minus x2 minus x3 dash plus x3 double dash greater than equal to minus 22. This is minus 3x1 minus 5x2 plus 2x3 dash minus 2x3 double dash greater than equal to minus 65. this would be x1 plus 7x2 plus 4x3 dash minus 4x3 double dash greater than equal to 120, where x1, x2, x3 dash, x3 double dash is greater than equal to 0. So this was greater than equal to only, guys. So now you can see, now they are in canonical form. Your objective function is minima and your constraint is greater than or equal to. You can see that, guys. So if I write this in dual form, if this is primal, if I write this dual form, so how many constraints? 4 constraints are there for primal. To introduce 4 decision variable for dual. Let they are W1, W3, W4, W1, W2, W3, W4. So I'll write here maxima of Z is equal to, here I'll use the RHS of the constraint as the cost coefficient of the objective function of primal. So this is 22 W1 minus 22 W2 minus 65 W3 plus 120 W4. Okay, objective function subject to. So now see the transpose of the constraint, coefficient of the constraint. So this is W1 minus W2 minus 3W3 plus W4. This is maxima, no? So less than or equal to. So see the cost coefficient of the objective function of the primal. So this would be W1 minus W2 minus 5W3 plus 7W4 is less than or equal to 5. Then this is W1 minus W2 plus 2W3 plus 4W4 is less than or equal to minus 3. Then this is minus W1 plus W2 minus 2W3 minus 4W4 is less than or equal to 3, where W1, W2, W3, W4, they are greater than or equal to 0. Any doubt, anyone? Now, guys, if you notice again, here, W1 minus W2, focus on that. See that they are having same coefficients. So I can write this maxima of Z is equal to maximum of Z is equal to, so I can write 22, suppose W5 minus 65 W3 plus 120 W4 subject to W5 minus 3 W3 plus W4 less than equal to 4. Then W5 minus 5 W3 plus 7 W4 less than equal to 5. This is W5 plus 2 W3 plus 4 W4. Okay, so if I write this, 1 minute. So plus 4 W4 is less than equal to minus 3. This I can write as minus W5 minus 2 W3 minus 4 W4 is less than equal to 3, where W3, W4 are greater than equal to 0 and W5 is unrestricted, where W5 is equal to W1 minus W2. Can you understand this? Now I can write the same thing as maxima of Z is equal to 22W5 minus 65W3 plus 120W4 subject to W5 minus 3W3 plus W4 is less than or equal to 4. W5 minus 5W3 plus 7W4 is less than or equal to 5. This I can write as minus W5 minus 2W3 minus 4W4 is greater than or equal to 3. This is W5 minus 2 minus W5 minus 2W3 minus 4W4 is less than or equal to 3, where same thing, where W3, W4 are greater than 0 and W5 is unrestricted. So now you can write maxima of Z is equal to 22W5 minus 65W3 plus 120W4 subject to W5 minus 3W3 plus W4 is less than or equal to 4. Then W5 minus 5W3 plus 7W4 is less than or equal to 5. Now if you see this, I can write equal to sign. I hope you understand. Minus 2W3 minus 4W4 is equal to 3, where W3, W4 are greater than or equal to 0 and W5 is unrestricted. This will be your final answer. Any doubt, anyone? Anyone, any doubt? So this much from the today class. Any doubt, any question, anyone? I hope you understood what all we had done. So we finished the concept of duality. So if from duality concept, you will not get any solving part. They will not expect you to that you should solve this problem. Okay. They will not expect you to solve this problem. Okay. So they'll just expect you that you should write the dual form of it. I hope you're understanding. So this was your primal. So examiner will expect that you should be in position to write the dual of it. Okay. So the examiner will not expect you to find the value of x1, x2, x3, w1, w2, w3 and all, prove that they are same. All that is not going to happen. Fine, guys. So this much from the today class. We'll continue our discussion next class. Thank you, everyone. See you all in next class. Bye.